Hi guys, so welcome to this little training. So what I wanted to get into today is AI, and AI, how it can help you with system buildings. So if you don't know what system building is, it's basically processes that you can follow and repeat. It keeps you on track, it keeps you organized, and it also speeds up your workflow dramatically across the board. So if you are any online business, especially if you're doing online coaching or live work, this can be really super beneficial to you. So the great thing about this kind of system building using AI is AI has given us this amazing opportunity to really be able to stretch and push what we do, and also to be able to use AI as an expert at creating certain aspects that you might not be competent in. And that's a major thing, because it means you're basically cutting down outsourcing your work, which is of course money saving for you. So this is what we want to look at today. We want to look at AI. We want to incorporate this into our workflow and make our businesses better and faster by doing this. Let's jump in there now. Okay, so this video is all about just showing you around ChatGPT. So ChatGPT does updates all the time, and at the moment we've got ChatGPT 5.2. Next week that could be 5.3. Who knows, right? Everything's going along so quick. So most people actually are using AI just as question and answer, right? But it's so much more than that. It's so powerful with the things that you can do. Now I'm looking at ChatGPT, but you might be using Claude, you might be using Perplexity, you might be using Gemini. It really doesn't matter. I like ChatGPT because of all the added things they've added in there, but they haven't got it all. So sometimes when you're trying to find systems that are going to make you more efficient, going to make your work better and produce it faster, you might use multiple AI systems. And in my training, I go over the systems that I use, but it's continually changing, right? So there's certain areas we're looking at. We're looking at planning. We're looking at a duplicate or a clone of ourselves to discuss ideas, almost like a work partner that you can throw ideas at. And these are things that you can build inside these AI systems to make it really easy and to make it personal to you and not to blur the line. So one big thing that people do with AI is they use it and they have random chats in there. So they might be talking about what's the best food to eat this week, or can you plan me out a menu for the next week? They then might be talking about the best films that are on television, and then they might come along and then ask them a business question about their business. Now, if you haven't set AI up properly, it can become a problem, because the memory inside these AI systems draws on what you've already written. However random it is, it could pull that information in, and that's not controllable. So you need to control that situation. For instance, with me, I have things set up. It's all business, right? If I'm doing personal stuff, then I'll talk to my clone, but I've turned off memory, right? There's no jumping from out of one project to another project. I'm talking about projects. That's a big subject. So what I talk about in my mentorship program, for instance, probably only 1% or less are doing those things at the moment currently, right? And that's why it's cutting edge. That's why it's like, this is what's happening now. And this is what I always make sure that I am on the edge of these things. So I'm pushing it as far as I can with what I do. So to have a look at the AI interface, which is what this is all about, right? So up the top here, you've got different models that you can use. So you can tell it to give you a quick answer, okay? You can leave it on auto. So auto will look at the question. It'll go, do you know what? Do I need to spend more time on this? If I do, then I'll take it into deep thinking mode here. Okay. Instant is much quicker feedback, so you get the answer quicker. And you've got these legacy modes, so you can go back through old versions of GPT, and that might be what you want to do, right? So why would you do this? Maybe it was giving you a better result using ChatGPT 5.1, right? So you might want to use that legacy mode. I never do, to be honest. And when it's a question, generally I leave it on auto, but if it's a question where I want it to deep think, where I want it to look around on the internet, I put it onto deep thinking. It takes longer, but it's better. So these are the models that you've got up here. So let's just set this on auto now, so it will just decide if it's a deep question. So to start a new chat, you can click here. You can search your chats here. You've got images here, so you can create images, but you can do that in the page anyway. You've got different apps that will connect with GPT. So if we click in here, you can see there's different apps that you can set up inside here. You've got the deep research here as well. This is really good for really deep research, but it uses the thinking model, right? So you could do that. It says deep research here. If we go to a normal chat and then you actually have a look, you can see inside here that you have these different modes, right? So you've got the different modes inside here. So you could do deep research from in here. So you don't necessarily have to come over to this side. You can do it all from the chat window in here. So these modes down here. So Codex is where it does code. This is a fairly new thing. So it starts to put code, software engineering agent, right? So difference between ChatGPT and agents. Agents actually do stuff, right? Where chat just feeds you back stuff and you can discuss with it, but it doesn't actually do the work. So agents do stuff, right? That's all you need to know. So next we've got GPTs. GPTs are can just do a specific task, right? So they might be a multiple task, but it's like one thing that they're doing time and time again. You can create your own GPTs as well. You can explore GPTs that have been created by other companies down here. And you'll also see that you can see your GPTs as well. As you can see inside here, I have 2 GPTs, a web auditing and social video creator as well. So you can create your own GPTs inside here. Pretty easy to do. You just create here and then you just tell it what you want and you get it to create a GPT and it just repeats it. Okay, and you can save that and you can share it, which I've done because you can get hold of that audit if you check one of the videos in there or go to my website. You can see all that. Projects, right? Projects are super powerful. I love them. You're going to see I've got a ton of projects set up, and projects are super powerful because it's all inside and you can upload files to reference it. So you're going to see that I've got like Reactor Creative Brand, for instance. Inside there, I have files that tell it about my brand identity, tell it about my vision and all of these things. And I've worked this all out with AI and created this project from it. And I can just pop in there. I can tell it to maybe write some content. It will do it in my exact mode, my exact way that I do it, and it will also reach the target audience that I'm focusing on, right? And it keeps you on track. And this is part of my mentorship. Is the first part is creating your own clone and then creating a business partner, like a business that just knows everything about your business. And then we can use that to start to draw content together to take it into the next phase of the mentorship, right? So that's what that is. You can see all your chats down here as well. They all get delivered down here. So if we go back to chats now, you can go in here and you can see that you can create things like images. You can go into things like agent mode, study and learn is a web search feature, which also does it on deep research as well. You can create the canvas. Again, lots of these things you can actually do straight from here, typing. So it'll automatically, if you say create a canvas of this, it will create a canvas. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, because I'm going to bring out a series of videos that goes through create your image, agent mode, all those things. You've got shopping research as well. So it does shopping research for you. Again, you can do that in chat as well. So, and your year with ChatGPTs, I've never even used this, right? It might be telling me what I've done over this year as a summary. I don't know what that's for. But I guess you can just click it and find out, right? So inside here, agent mode, really powerful as well. And we can, and I don't know if you know this, but we can schedule things, right? So inside this, we can schedule things to happen. So every day, for instance, it could give us a report from a website, for instance, or it could give you rankings for that day on a particular search keyword. So agents are really good. So this is an overlook of this. Now, we're going to get into more detail, but I'm going to do independent videos for this to show you just what we can do with some of the settings down here. So under here, we've got personalizations. I'm going to be using the plus plan here. Okay, so I'm using a plus plan. It's not a free account. So some free accounts have got limited on what you can do and the amount of response results that it gives you as well, right? Okay, it might cut off for a certain time. If you create images, it might cut off, these kind of things. It does that with plus as well, but only much more. You get much more for it. So then you've got your start group chat here. So you can start a group chat now in here. Turn on temporary chat. So you can put a temporary chat so it gets removed. And this whole AI model has got this memories built into it, which you need to tweak and make them so that they're not talking to each other. Again, we can talk about that later. But this is all about the AI side. So we're going to get into this and you're going to see some of the cool things you can do. And if you like the way that I teach you, you're going to jump in and take my mentorship, right? So this will be the first cohort of people that I've taken in, and I've limited it to 100 because I want to make sure that in 3 months I get enough time to make sure all of you guys are launch ready and your businesses are ready going forward and you understand everything we're talking about. So it's going to take a long time. It's going to take 3 months, and that's why it's a high ticket course, right? So if you think it's going to be cheap, no, it's going to be very expensive, but this is for your business, right? This is priceless information going forward. It will give you structure. It will speed your work up significantly. And if you're new to this stuff, you will be blown away, okay? And I'll be doing things that probably 1% of people using AI, that's just people using AI, are doing with it, right? So we really push the envelope on this stuff and we have fun on the way, because without fun, you're not going to keep this stuff up and go forwards. So it's important that you enjoy the experience as we move forwards throughout this. So hope you've enjoyed this, a little bit of an overview of ChatGPT. Stay tuned for the other videos because I'm going to be posting a video about each thing inside GPT, so you can sort of learn a little bit about it now before you move forwards.